Hi, I'm Winona Hovind and welcome to Dairy Barn Art. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back, and if you're new, I hope you stay and enjoy what you're seeing. And if you like what you see, please like, subscribe, and comment. For some reason, my videos haven't been in an algorithm lately, and I haven't had a lot of viewers. For a long time, I was getting quite a few viewers, and I think it was due to, YouTube pushing those videos out. But I don't think it's doing that anymore. So it would help if you comment and give me a like, and if you subscribe. That'll really help get these videos pushed out so more people can see. So anyway, now that I've told you that, let me tell you what this video is about. This video is about my fiber arts. I love to cross stitch. I love to cross stitch. I love to quilt. It's another passion. I like to crochet. I can't say I love to crochet. I would love to learn how to knit. I'd love to, why buy a pair of socks at the dollar store or at Walmart when you can knit them for $40, But I'd love to learn how to knit so I could try to knit them. And I do paper crafting, which I haven't done for 2 years, but let's hope that I get doing it again. So anyway, now that I've told you a bit about me, let's just get started in this video because I have a lot to show you today. I have been stitching like crazy. I didn't pull a blast from the past because I'm lazy. That's part of the reason. And the other part is I just have too much to show you today. Between my stuff that's come in, because it's been, it's April 15th. 2026, and I think my last video was in February, so I've had quite a bit come in since then, and I also have stitched quite a bit. So let's get started. Jacob from Modern Folk Art, why did I suddenly go blank there? Started stitch along this month for April, and it's a little Quaker that you do a little bit each day, about 140 some stitches every day, and you end up with a little finished project at the end of the month. So I thought, what the heck, I don't have enough to do. I'm gonna start this. So here it is. This is the Quick Quaker. And as today is the end of the month, I stitch on this. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to stitch on this, which isn't the smartest thing because my eyes are kind of buggy at that time of the morning, and this is 40 count. But yeah, it's April 15th, so I'm halfway through, and I'm loving it. I've chosen to use a Roxy floss, which suddenly my brain went blank because I didn't bring my card over. And Stein, I think it's called. It's an ampersand sign and then Stein. And what I'm thinking of doing is, there's a rose in here, and I'm thinking of picking a different green for the rose stem and leaves, and then I'm going to do a pink for the flower, just to have that little dash of color in here. But I don't unfortunately have a picture because it's on my iPad, and I don't know if it shows the cover. Let's take a look here and see. Oh, I've just been fighting with my camera all day for 2 days now. I'm seriously thinking of starting a, here we go, a buy me a coffee that people could donate to if they'd like to, and get me some proper filming equipment, because I fight with my camera every time. This time I had to download a program because it wouldn't flip on my computer screen, it wouldn't flip it to landscape. It kept showing up portrait, and I like to see what I'm showing you so that I know I'm showing you something and it's not off to the side. But anyway, see, here's the rose. So I'm thinking, and it's going to be tiny, so I'm thinking I'm going to do that in pink, and then do the leaves and the stem in a different green, something that goes with it, not too standoutish, just kind of blends in but has that little pop of color. So anyway, this is available, Modern Folk Embroidery. This is available on his website, and he does a video every day, and I've never really saw him before, and he's actually quite comical. He's actually quite interesting. He has so many hobbies. I thought I had a lot of hobbies, but he has so many, and he's so good at all of them. But when the intro starts on his videos, that's him and only him singing that. And it's all harmony and oh, it's just awesome. But he does all that in his studio. So anyway, on the computer. So there we go. That's my start for the month. And it'll be done at the end of the month. Then I have some work in progresses. So, oopsie, sorry about that. I hit the cord. I'm really struggling today. But I'm going away to Stitch North next week. A week from now I'm leaving. And I need to get this video done, or else it'll be another month before I do a video. And I need to put stuff away because I keep everything out until I do the video, and then I'll put stuff away. So anyway, this is Hometown by Teresa Kogut. It's my two threads a day project, but I'm not really doing 2 threads a day. I'm doing an hour. So I work on it an hour. And last I talked to you, I was up here and I was 1/3 done. I'm now almost a half done. But isn't it wonderful? I'm just going to lift it up a bit here so you can see. It's just, I'm not pleased with the way the black shows up. But, you know, I have learned something. Okay, when I started this project, I had heard people talk about where to start in your linen. Like there's threads that go this way and threads that go this way. And I never understood it. And then Floss Paper Scissors, I think that's the name of their website, their YouTube channel. It's a mother and daughter, and they're so funny. I just love watching them. I look forward to the Fridays they come on. Anyway, oh, I'm losing my brain today. The mother, who I can't think of her name, Catherine, and I can't think of the mother's name. Anyway, she drew a diagram the other day to show how to start and where to start. And you can, if you look at their last video, you'll see that. And I didn't do that on this video. And I think that's why, on this video, on this piece, and I think that's why some of my blacks don't look very good. I think I needed, but it took me till here to realize that. So I'm not going back. I'm not starting over. I'm not leaving it. I'm just going to keep on stitching because I have this dream. We have a 2-story house, and I have this dream of the stairway, filling the stairway up with my cross stitch projects once they're framed. And I can't stop. I just got to keep going ahead. Just keep going ahead. I have issues with my cat. Some days he thinks he knows how to cross stitch and he doesn't, and we sometimes end up in a little bit of a tiff. But some days he'll come and he'll lie on my lap and just watch me and fall asleep, and other days he's just bad. So next is my Sunday stitching, which I'll grab it here. I've got everything beside me. Okay, this is it here. I ran out of project bags. I quilt and sew. I have so much fabric put aside for project bags, and I ran out of them. So I have to make some more. So here's the floss for it. Here's a picture of it. Right there. And then here's the piece. I'm sorry if I'm not as organized as I have been. I'm just a little flustered at fighting with my camera for so long. Like I said, I think I'm going to start a buy me a coffee. Let me know if you would be offended if I did something like that, because I really don't want to offend anyone, but I'm really struggling to, every time I go to do a video, I have to fight with the camera for usually a day or so. These hoops are just cheap hoops that I got at Michael's, and I like them. I'm going to wrap some seam binding around them, or seam twill tape around them so that the fabric doesn't come loose, but here I am. There's a whole bunch of mistakes in here, but I figure, you know what? Nobody knows it's a plant, right? Nobody knows if that's the way it should be or not. I find this a little difficult to stitch on, to be honest. This is Grace Notes 40 count ginger ale, and I find it very tight, and some days I really struggle with seeing it. I don't think that's the dyer's fault. I honestly think that's I need to go see the eye doctor fault, because I was fine with 40 count before, and now I find I'm really struggling with it. So this is by Heartstring Samplery. It is 146 by 76, and it's using the called for floss. And I started this on February 2nd, 26, and that's my 91st project. So give or take, because some of them were 2 in 1, and I just counted them as 1. So that's my Sunday stitch, although I don't do it every Sunday. Sometimes things happen and it just doesn't happen. And then my next one is Susan. Susan is by Carolyn Manning. I work on this most Mondays. I actually forgot this Monday. It wasn't that I didn't have time to work on it, I actually forgot. So this is all DMC that it's called for. And there they are. And here is the stitch. I'm stitching this on 40 count Atomic Ranch Clover. And there it is. It looks funny in the camera. I am out somewhere in here, I think a half a stitch. I don't know, I haven't encountered it again, but I know when I was up here, I knew I was out. I don't know if I fixed it or what, but I figure I'll just work down here and see if this works out. I think I'm okay over here now, but I haven't worked on this for a few weeks though. And here's the pattern. So this is quite big. I don't know where my card is. It's not in my bag. So I can't give you the details of when I started it or anything, but I started it as a stitch along. A friend that I met at StitchCon, Barb, who I'm going to see at Stitch North next week, she had started a stitch along. Carolyn Manning had designed this in remembrance of a friend who had passed away with cancer. And so I thought, okay, I had cancer too. So I started it, but I don't have the details here. I have to put it back in the bag, I'm sorry. Otherwise I would have a huge mess. Julia Rachel de la Mare. This is Julia Rachel. I love this. This is probably one of my favorite charts that I have. I just love it. And I got it from Country Sampler. It was a club. What is it? It doesn't say what the club is. Here, I can't remember what it was called. No, it doesn't say. And look at that. I have a card in there and I never wrote on it. Oh, Winona. I made this bag. This is a Lori Holt panel. And I'm using the called for threads, which are Gentle Art Sampler threads, Classic Colorworks and Weeks. And then here is my stitching. Oh, I'll take this out. I know I should take them out of my hoop, and normally when I know I'm not going to stitch on it for a while, I do, but when I'm stitching on them quite often, I don't. And this is one I try to stitch on as much as I can. So as you can see, I've done the border all the way around. I'm out. A whole bunch of stitches in here, but I just joined it anyway. Then I found that there was a correction for this side of the pattern. Well, I wasn't going to go back and fix it. I figure I'll fudge it and nobody will know. But isn't this beautiful? And 40 count, your stitches are so pretty. So this is, I love this linen too. This is by Needle and Flax. Oh, I've never been so disorganized, and I'm not a disorganized person. Hemingway by Needle and Flax, and it's a 40 count. But it is so nice to stitch on, and I find this really easy to see compared to some of my other linens. But there we have it. I told you I've been stitching on a lot. Then I've been working on A Stitcher's Garden by Tiny Modernist. And I'll tell you the truth, there is the pattern. I put this away because this was one of my first things when I came back to cross stitch. This is one of the first things I started, and it is on a 28 count Witchell Water Lily, and I hated the linen. I absolutely hated it, and I couldn't get myself to go back to it. And then I told myself this month that, you know what? These are the floss. I'm doing two strands over two. So I keep my floss long and then fold them in half. But anyway, I came back to this, and you know what? I really am enjoying it. All I've got left is backstitch. But and I'll probably finish it tomorrow. But it's a nice break from 40 count. It's easy. It doesn't look bad. It looks pretty good. I think I'm going to have to turn this camera off and just check to see. I've got a new camera app to see if that helps. And I think I'm going to have to turn it off to just make sure that this is recording properly. But I'll finish with this. So there's my needle. So I'm just doing the back stitching now. And we should have something behind this. There we go. So a little bit of back stitching and I will be done. Almost ran out of white. I think I have a couple of strands left of white and that's it. But I made some mistakes in here. These aren't the same. I messed up a bit. I mess up all the time though. That's just, it wouldn't be me if it was perfect. So anyway, and I don't press until I'm done. This I maybe could have, but I think it's going to be fine. I don't know if I'm going to frame it. I might frame it to keep up here. Maybe put it in a nice white frame. And I have some. It's just a matter if I can find one that'll fit. But there's my Stitcher's Garden, and I'm just going to pause this video and I will come right back. Next up we have Dreaming Frida by Barbara Anna Designs, and I'm stitching it with the called for DMC. Very vibrant, very beautiful colors. I say I like everything I'm stitching. I love everything stitching, but of course I do. Otherwise I wouldn't be doing it, right? So I am stitching this on 36 count Grace Notes Twyla, and this is 125 by 63, and I started this December 4th, 2024, and this is where I'm at. You know, when you stitch that face, you think, oh my God, what am I doing? And then it just all comes together. Here's the pattern. I don't know if I'm going to make it into a bag or not, but that is a good idea. But I just love this. I love Barbara Anna has, I love some of these use of color that they have. And this fabric is beautiful. My Grace Notes. And here's my little hoop. I prefer little hoops like this. I just have issues with my wrists and my hands, and I find that the littler the hoop, the easier it is for me to stitch. So anyway, that's my Dreaming Frida by Barbara Anna. My cat steals these magnets. I gotta watch him, and then he loses them, and then I've got to move furniture to find them. And we've been having a battle today, a battle of the wills, but they're down for their naps right now, so that's good. So then we'll go on to a Christmas one, the 12 Berries of Christmas. 12 Days of Christmas Berries, I should say, by Erica Michael. And don't tell me I got thread stuck in there. So I'm working on day number 1, Partridge in a Pear Tree. And this is on 36 count Weeks Dye Works Gray, which used to be Confederate Gray, and it's a beautiful color. I started this on December 2nd, 2023, and I'm doing this one. It's really glaring. And then I can leave it in the hoop because that's where it is. The color variation is so beautiful. Like, look at that pear. So I'm over half done, and it doesn't take long to do. They're all the same. Once you kind of get into your routine, it's good. So this I'm hoping to get stitched on this month before I leave for Toronto, and hopefully finish it, and then that'll be another finish. This fabric is beautiful. What did I say it was? 36 count? It's beautiful to stitch on. I think I'm going to start buying some more 36 count. It feels tighter than that, though. It looks tighter than that. My stitches are small. Maybe it is 36 count. And I'm using the called for Weeks Dye Works. I actually really like Weeks Dye Works. They have nice variegation in them. Out of all the other threads that I've sewn with, I think Weeks has the most variegation in them. Nice, but I really love to stitch with Roxy Floss. That's really one of my big favorites. These small bags that I made from Lori Holt Panels aren't quite big enough to hold most charts. They curl up. So I need to get making some new bags, and I need to make some new little buttons. I make these for every bag, and then when I'm done that project, I have an old sealer that I put them in, and I'm trying to fill it to the top with buttons that I've otherwise I don't know what I'd use my button maker for, because I really don't do anything else with it. So I just thought it's a good way to label my bags and a good way to just see how much I've cross-stitched. Mind you, I went through my I keep saying I went through my cleaned out through my charts and put all my charts that I finished in one place, and I actually have quite a few charts that I finished. I'm surprised. And actually I'm going to do a draw today. What am I looking for here? Oh, here it is. I'm going to do a draw today, and so if you stick to the end of my cross stitch portion, I'll show you what I'm going to draw for, and if you stick to the end of my quilting project, I'll show you what I'm going to draw for my quilts. So this is But God. I started this at Stitch North last year. This is by the Bay Needle Art. And this is just in a bag that one of my seasonal stitchers from the Fat Quarter Shop was in, and I finished that project, so I'm just reusing the bag. So here's the chart for But God. And I didn't change any colors. I did actually get a Vicky Clayton silk conversion. Lovely to work with. Lovely silks. Oh man, silks are the best. So anyway, I put them on floss drops. They used to come in little bobbins, and I don't think they do that anymore, but I keep all of my floss that are silk, I keep in little bags that I made. And I should have bought some more so that I could give them away this year, but I didn't. So I'm stitching this on 40 count Arctic by Picture This Plus, and it's tighter than a 40 count. But so here's where I'm at. Didn't get a whole lot farther. I finished filling in the heart, and then I started to fill in the boxes in the hearts, and I didn't notice till after, but there's Smyrna crosses. So I'm going to take this out and put Smyrna crosses in. It looks like I missed a stitch here anyway. I've been doing that a lot lately. So anyway, these silks are beautiful to stitch with. They're just, I have an issue with stitching with floss, and I think it's the way I stitch. Mine shred quite often, so I always use beeswax on my floss, on my cottons. Otherwise they shred before I'm done, and I don't use very long strands. Like my strands are about that long, excuse me. And yeah, and I have issues with them shredding, so I use, if I only use one strand. If I'm using 2 strands, I don't have any issues. But if I use one strand, they shred before I'm done with that floss, so I have to use some kind of floss protector. This should finish around a 5x7, so I'm hoping that it'll fit in a generic 5x7 frame. And if I would just get working on it, it would go fast, but I just worked on it for a couple of days last month. Then I missed a few here. I've got Sayings of the Season Winter. I worked a bit on this since I last talked to you, and then I put it away, and I'm not going to work on it again for a while. I'm not going to say till winter. I might decide to pick it up because it's the last one in this series, but I might leave it till the winter time. This is from Stitching with the Housewives. This was a club through Fat Quarter Shop last year, and this is stitched on 28 count Monaco using Classic Colorworks called 4 Floss. And I did all that without looking at anything. There's hope for me yet. But that's really out of season. Yesterday was 15 degrees here, so that was nice. Okay, and then I've got my Star Dragon. I just have a bag beside me with all these projects in, and I've just been pulling from it. Star Dragon is by Owl Forest Designs, and I love it. I love their floss. Like, look at that floss. So here's the pattern, and this is in markup at RXP. I think that's what it's called. Oops. And this is where I'm at. And of course I will always have needles in my projects because I just put them away as I'm done. I work on this this was my birthday start a couple of years ago, and I work on it the last 2 days of every month if I can. I don't get upset if I don't. It just doesn't happen that month, but it's really fun now that I'm putting in these reds. Like, they've got such variegation. And this linen, do I still have the tag on it? No. Where's my card? Okay, I don't have my card in here. I'm really losing it. I think my cats are messing with my brain. I think it's a Legacy. I think it is. A Legacy linen, I think. But if you need to know, just mention it in the comments, and I'll look up it up in my book. I don't know what happened to my card, unless it's in here, but I don't think so. So that's my regular stitching. That's a lot. I think it's a lot. For me, it's a lot. I've been getting up at 5 in the morning and I work on 4 projects that day in the morning. And then I'm done for the day because by 6 o'clock I'm exhausted and I don't get much done. But anyway, every morning, every night, I look to see what the high temperature was for Broadview, Saskatchewan. And I look at the last digit. So if it was 15, the number I take from that is 5. And I have numbered different charts 1 to 0 or 0 to 9. And if it's 15, I grab my chart that's numbered 5 and I work on that for an hour the next day. So I've actually worked on quite a few different charts and I'm actually getting a lot done in some of them. So I'll start with number 1, and that is Serenity. Serenity is by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitching. It's a wonderful chart. It's very easy to read. See, here's my card. This is stitched on 40 count arrowroot by Roxy Floss, and I'm using the Roxy Floss conversion. I picked this up at Stitch North last year. I started at February 10th, 2026, and it is 141 by 117, and it finishes approximately 7 by 6. And here are the Roxy Floss that I'm using in it. So very pretty. Number 1 comes up fairly often, believe it or not. Some numbers come up. I've only had one number, number 8 hasn't come up yet, but all the other numbers have come up. So I'm just working on the border, and I decided to throw in some of the alphabet. So I'm working on the first page. So I've got a ways to go down. The first page covers the whole side of this border. So I've got a little bit of a ways, maybe one more of these and one more blue, and then I'm at the turning point. But I decided I wanted to do some of the fun stuff, even though the borders are fun, but it just gets a little bit tedious after a while. But there's my stitching. So every day, if the temperature is 1, I work on this the next morning. If the temperature is 11, I work on this the next morning. If the temperature is 21, I work on this the next morning. So every time it is, and it ends in a 1, this is the project I work on. And some of them, like this one, I know right away. If the number's 1, I know what the project is. So then number 2, and what I did was I had even odd numbers were new starts, even numbers were projects that I had been working on. So this is Martha S. Scott, 1876, and it was coming up for a while, but it hasn't come up for the last little while. But for a while there, it was coming up pretty much every few days. I gotta find the pattern. I should keep that out unless I've lost it. Oh, here it is. So here's Martha S. Scott, age 9 years. So I'm still doing this work with the alphabets, and then I'll get to work on the fun stuff. This is by GGR. It's stitched on 32 count grace notes, or grad notes. I couldn't read the writing, by Molly. It's 198 by 127, and I started this on December 9th, 2023. So here's the beautiful floss. I love these colors. A lot of times it's colors more so than the actual project that you gravitate towards. I bought a whole bunch of Nerd hoops off of Facebook D-Stash group. I've been buying too much off of there. So here it is. Some of these are fairly ghosty, but I think that adds to the charm. And that's where I am. So still working on the alphabets. But I think when I started, before I started my weather stitching, I think I was only about to here, if there, maybe to 5. And I've gotten a lot done. Just stitching that hour every morning, a 2 comes up. And I actually do find it harder to stitch in those nerd hoops. Ouch! I'm going to look at a stand when I'm in Toronto. Caroline's going to bring a lap stand and a floor stand there, and I'm going to look at them to see if I think they'll work for, one of them will work for me, and start putting stuff on scroll rods. Okay, my next number, number 3, is Hop into Spring. This hasn't come up a whole lot. This is with Thy Needle and Thread. 159 by 69 is the stitch count. It's stitched on 36 count Grace Notes Toasted Marshmallow, and I'm using the called for floss, which is Brenda Gervais' palette. Here's the pattern. And this is where I'm at. Yeah, I just have barely a start here. I'm wondering if I should have put those French knots in right away or should have waited, but they're in there now. So as you can see, I've got a lot more to do. But hey, I wouldn't have started it if I hadn't done this weather stitching. It's so much fun. I look forward to it every day. I gotta check that temperature, and I've never been much to care about what the temperature is outside. It's never bothered me too much. It's hot or it's cold, and that's about all I pay attention to. So number 4 has come up a fair amount too. I think this is the second most that it has come up, but then I screwed up and I had to take out a whole bunch of stuff and then stitch it in again. So last time I was with you, oops. Oh, that's where Julia went. Whew. I thought my cats scooted it under the furniture. Good thing I'm doing a video. So anyway, the last time I was with you, I was down here to the bird. And it didn't line up with the border. And I just assumed I stitched the border wrong, not thinking I could have stitched the bird wrong. So I stitched all of this and got to here. And this was way too close to this urn here, this bowl. And I thought, what the heck? So then I had to look back, and I had stitched the bird wrong. So I had to unpick all of this, and then unpick most of the bird, and then when I stitched it right, it met with the border. So lesson learned, don't always assume. Well, what do they say when you assume things, right? Don't do it. Just don't do it. Take my word for it. So anyway, I'm using the called for floss, which is mostly DMC. My floss is always a mess, and it's always going to be a mess. That's just the way it is. And I will take this out. So I'm just in the process of restitching the leaves in. Oops. This is stitched on, what is it on? 36 count straw by Weeks Dye Work. I love this linen. Oops, my needle keeps dropping. I need to get my nails done. I have to go up to Regina earlier before I go to Toronto, and I have a doctor's appointment. I'm going to get my nails done and do a bit of shopping before I leave. So anyway, there I am. So I could have been so much further, but I had to spend some of my time on my day 4s unpicking and then restitching. So, and now it lines up properly with my border. So I don't know why I just assumed that the easiest thing was where the mistake was, not thinking that I could have made a mistake in the bird. But anyway, I would love to finish this year. but I don't think it's going to happen. There's a lot of stitching to be done. Unless when my hometown is done, I pick this up as my two threads a day project. Or I should just say my hour project for the day. But for right now, it's fine in my weather stitching. So number 5 is the number that's been called most often. So this is Spring Trio with Thy Needle and Thread, and I'm working on the little bird here. Oh no, I'm done. I'm working on this project. I'm done the bird though. Because it's been called so often, I'm almost done it, the whole thing. I guess it hasn't been called. It's the weather's been that number. But there we go. There it is. I still have to fill in this. I forgot to put this square in. I still have to do that. I still have to stitch in his little ribbon around his neck, but I'm going to leave that till the end because I'll leave the long ends and tie the bow. But I've just got in here to do, and I'm working on the bottom and a little bit up here, and then there's a few little ghosty kind of pieces here, and then I'm done. And then I think the next one, I think I'm going to do this one next. But yeah, it's amazing. Like I wouldn't have even started this had I not done that. And I love this linen. This linen is 36 count linen by Dyeing for Cross Stitch. They have a monthly, here's their little card. They have a monthly fabric of the month, and you don't subscribe to it. You choose each month whether you get it. And for a while I was getting them and I hadn't used any, but I love this linen. I wish I could buy more of it. Mind you, there's always linen, as you will see later. So there I am, getting there. I worked on it this morning. And I'm using the called for floss. I have to be careful because the chart is here. I don't want to show you the chart. But that's the most popular number, number 5. And that gets called a lot. Number 6 is Martha Doyle. This is by Hands Across. Oops, sorry. This is by Hands Across the Sea. I got this from Kitten Stitcher a while ago, and I've got the silks, the soie d'Alger with it, and I love soie d'Alger. I really do. I think you'll see why when you look at them. I put them all on floss drops, but again, these are silks. And look at the blues, how vibrant they are. It's just gorgeous. And so, they've got such a beautiful sheen, and they're so soft. And I like the fact that they're plump. I've used 103s, and I didn't like them because I didn't feel like they filled the hole enough in your linen. I think you need to use them on 40 count and above. And even at 40 count, I don't think they fill the hole in properly. Or on 36 count, this is 36 count Murmur by Picture This Plus. It fills in the holes beautifully. And it looks so elegant. Like, I haven't got a lot done on it, but I haven't worked much on it either. I think it was called 1 or 2 days. I keep track of it in my journal, but I don't actually write the number, I just write the project. But I could go back and count to see, you know, how many days I actually worked on it. But this is, I don't know. I think the camera just froze. Sorry about that. I think thought the camera froze for a moment. I don't know if it shows up on the camera as nice as it shows in person, but it's just beautiful. I think 36 would be my linen of choice for this thread. I don't think I'd want to go any higher than that. But I love it. If I'd only been born rich. Sorry. I've been sick for the last month with a bad cough. And I've just been the last couple of days that I'm finally starting to feel human again. But I think I need to take a drink of water. Just give me a second. Sorry about that. So then number 7 is Spring Swan. And this has only been called a couple of times as well. This is by Brenda Gervais. And it's I love her patterns. I'll explain later. But this, is my card in here? No, is it in with the pattern? Geez, I'm going to have to take the time and start taking better care of my stuff. Some of my cards are here, some of my cards aren't. These are the floss, except there's a couple of DMC, that I need to floss drop yet, but this is the palette. It's so soft and so beautiful. And this is where I'm at. I believe that's the top of the swan, if I'm right. And this is 40 Count Legacy by Picture This Plus. So not much of a start. Only was called one day. So I made cards out for everything. I just don't know where I'm putting them. Maybe in the wrong bags. Number 8 hasn't been called yet. Number 9 has been called a few times. I made my badge for that last year. I don't even have a bag for this yet. So this is with thy needle and thread. It's 83 by 45, the stitch count. 36 count Panettone. Love this fabric by Roxy Floss. It finishes approximately 4 1/8 by 2 1/4, and I'm using the called for floss. So here we go. I think I'm missing one still. Oh, I got cat fuzz on there. That's what I'm finding now with having 2 cats and one is a long hair, is that I have to clean much more often. But there's the robins are here. This is an older chart I picked up a couple of years ago, and here's where I'm at. I've got the male robin kind of sewn. I'm doing his vest now, and then I'll do his breast and his head. So this has been called a couple of times. And then I've left this thread to pick up when I move my nurged hoop over. I like this size nurge hoop. I find it easier to stitch on than the bigger ones. But then I also like the cheap ones from Michael's. So that's 9. And 0, have we called 0 yet? I gotta look. Brick House, yes. The Brick House Sampler by Brenda Gervais has been called a couple of times. This, oh, I don't have the date I started. This is 266 by 114. That's the count on it. It is stitched on 28 count mushroom Lugana 1/1, and it finishes approximately 9.5 by 4, which I don't know if that's correct since I'm doing the 1/1, but here's the floss, or I'm doing what's called for, so it must be correct. I started this as a December, one of my December 12 starts of Stitchmas, and I didn't do that last year because I have too many things that I just started and haven't done anything else on. So here's the chart or the pattern, and here's where I'm at. These are tiny, tiny stitches. So this is going to take me a while. I think it's been called a couple of times, not too many times, but okay, so that's it for that. Let's see what's on my next page here. Oh, my Star Dragon was on 40 Count Millstone by Legacy Fiber Arts. Okay, I finished something huge, something I've been working on since 2023. This was my two strands a day project. So I think if you've watched me before, you know what it is. It's my Selenmar cross stitch. The name is just S13. So here it is, finished. This was on 30 count porcelain by Roxy Floss, and it was stitched stitched with a DMC variegated. This was one of the first pieces that I started stitching on linen, and I am so glad it's finished. I actually pressed it for you because it's finished, so of course I pressed it, but I just love it. Let's lift it up here so you can see some of the stitching. So I don't know how I'm going to frame this. I haven't decided. Oh, my friend just sent me a text. I'm sorry, I shouldn't interrupt, but I've been wanting to get a big tool chest for my studio, and I wanted a pink one, and I haven't seen a pink one, and my friend just texted that there's a pink one in Regina, and I'm going up there on Sunday, so guess where I'll be going? I'll be going to Uncle Wiener's. Check it out. So anyway, I've made mistakes in this, like I've made mistakes in everything, but I dare you to find them. Even after I told you some of them while I was making it, I still dare you to find them. So this, I need to order a frame. Probably won't be for a month or so. I'll have to recoup from my trip first, and then see whether I take it to Michael's to choose a frame or whether I choose one online. I'm not sure. But my mom gave me a gift card for Christmas for Michael's so I could frame something. So this might be it. I can't wait to get it on my wall. I don't know if I'm going to hang it up here or it's going to go on my stairway. I'm starting to get a few things that I can put on my stairway wall. So then I can start growing from there. So anyway, that's it for my stitching this month. Phew! That was a lot. I got a lot of talking to do. I'm just going to show you here. This is my book that I keep track of everything in. And this just shows you how much stitching I've been doing. I put my starts and my finishes over on this column. And then I was just writing. I started a new pack of gel pens, and then they stopped working. And the only one that's really working right now is the purple one. So everything's in purple from here on. So I also have my sewing projects here, and any appointments I have listed in there as well. Here's my weather stitching. Here are some photos of a quilt I was making that if you watch later, I will show you that quilt. So here's March's stitching. So quite a few things. About here, I started doing bullets for each piece that I was working on. So you can see it was mostly 2 to 3 projects per day. But then April came. And in April, well, I didn't start the stitch along with the Quick Quaker right away. I started it on Friday the 3rd. So then I had 4, and now I have pretty much 4 projects every day. Sometimes on the weekend I don't have quite as many, and if I wasn't feeling well, I didn't get much else done. I spent a couple of days just catching up on the Quick Quaker. I haven't marked these in yet. Ooh, I got some more sewing to do. And then here I'm going to Stitch North. So awesome. So that's my sewing for the month. I'm just going to take a short break here, and then I'll be back for my haul. Stay tuned if you're interested. Okay, I did a bit of shopping. I lie, I did a lot of shopping. I just got to stop, but it's not going to stop. I'm an addict. I picked up some needle minders. Fat Quarter Shop had them on sale a few months ago. So I picked up the Spring Chickie from Primrose Cottage. And I don't even use needle minders really that much because I stitch with such a small hoop. But they're still cute. The Quilty Flower by Lori Holt. Harvest Fox, which I think I have already. It was in one of my kits. So I think I'm going to set this aside and maybe do a draw for it in one of my videos. I placed an order with Kimberbell, so I got the needle minder for home sewn. There's a little old vintage machine in the window. I collect vintage sewing machines. And then I picked up the typewriter from Lori Holt. This is actually a scissor minder. And I don't really use them, but I think I'm going to use this one because I think I can put my scissor up there and my cats won't bother it as much if it's up on the side and away from things. So those were my needle minders. Picked up a few patterns. I don't know if I can open this one. Oh, sorry. Sorry if you're wearing headphones. I got this off of eBay, and I don't often shop on eBay, but I want to open it. It's a very old pattern, but I saw someone, Bingham Stitcher or something like that. She was working on this, and it was absolutely beautiful. So of course I had to order it. When this you see, remember me. It's Butternut Road. I think that's the Told in a Garden. I'm not sure what the pattern is called for sure, but I had to get it. Paid a little bit too much for it, but it's not something you would just look at and think, oh yeah, I should get that. Then I'm in the Stitching Club, Quilting Bee Stitching Club at Fat Quarter Shop. I cut down on a lot of the clubs this year, but I still do a few. And I love Lori Holt stuff, but I don't think I'll do this with as they come out. This will be something I do at another time. Maybe if we take a road trip, this is a good project to take to just do the outline and then fill it in while we're driving. And it comes with an enamel needle minder as well, with that little sewing machine there. Then I've got my Stitch Quarterly from the Fat Quarter Shop. So here's the hands-on design. They have different designers this year doing it rather than their in-house designers. So this is the Clovered Cottage, which I don't think would take too long to stitch up. And then this is to finish it. Comes with Kimberly's new cross stitch needles and the classic Colorworks to do this. I have some black Monaco. I might just start this. And then it came with a needle minder. And it also came with the corner guide. I have one of these. So I think this also, or the one I think the one I have is black. I think I might give that away. We'll see. I don't even really use it. I could probably give them both away. But I'm going to put that up to the side for a giveaway at a later date. And then I was on Facebook Destash. Okay. I got to stay off Facebook Destash because I end up buying things and I don't think I'm getting a very good price for a lot of the things I'm buying. This was a very good price though. This is Farmhouse Christmas Little Red Barn, and I've got all the charts for it. Plus she included the frame, the chart for the frame for it. So that'll be something that'll get worked on at a later date. I'm just going to slide it underneath here. Funky Chickens, which I've loved since they've come out, and just never bought the chart, so I picked that up. picked up Alphabet Hearts by JBW Designs. This is beautiful. I wish I could find that linen. I'll have to look and see what it is and see if I can find it. I love cottage garden samplings. I just am drawn to them. Artsy Housewife is another one I'm drawn to. Forever and Ever, the Northern Cardinals and the Christmas Rose. This is a Spanish colonial reproduction sampler. Luis Gonzalez, 1851, by Samplers Remembered. I don't know if I'll do the whole thing. I might just pick some of these flowers and do them. That's okay, but it's the flowers that I really like. This is a beautiful sampler by Hands Across the Sea, Jane Bannister, 1855. Look at the border. It's just incredible. And I love the cats down here. So it's a long ways off though. I have enough on my table right now with the stuff I've already started. The Old Scott circa 1740 to 60. This is by Hands Across the Sea, and for some reason I love this. Like, he's really funky looking, and it looks like he's all satin stitched too. I don't know if I'll do him actually. I think I might just do the castle and leave him out. I'm not too sure about doing all that satin stitching. But that's incredible. And then I got Barbara Anna Designs, Let It Snow. So when am I going to stitch all these things? Like, really? But collecting is part of the fun too. Okay, if you thought that was bad, just wait. Wait till you see what I'm bringing up. Okay, I went on a fabric buying stint, and I've been on it for a little while. So I ordered, I got some XJU Design, grandma's slip, 36 count. You can see the little bits of yellow in there. Then from Number 12 Stitch Company, I got R&R's Winter's Brew, 40 count. I just wanted to see what Winter's Brew was like, because a lot of Brenda Gervais patterns call for that, or Brenda's Brew. So now I have an idea of what to compare it to, because it's hard to find. And then I got some Zweigart, what was this one, Platinum? Yeah, 36 count Platinum. That's another nice, I love the homespunny look of it. Okay, then okay. I was curious. I love Roxy Floss, and I was curious to see what some of her colors looked like. So I decided to order Fat 8s. See? Don't leave me alone with my iPad when I'm sick, because then I do stuff. So anyway, this is 40 count London Fog. It's a really nice neutral. 40 count Day Spa. These are all 40 counts, and they're all Fat 8s. This is a nice, a Mirabilia would look nice on this. Cherry Cobbler. Love that. Buttercup. Biscuit. It's a very nice neutral. I love my neutrals to be on the dark side. Beekeeper. This is a nice yellow. This is a really nice yellow. Panettone, which I love. I think this is my favorite. Whiskey. Farmhouse. Like this. I like reds. Heavy Model. Speculous. It's another nice neutral. And this is French Hen, and I like this color too. It's kind of green, but kind of gray and kind of green. So that was all my linen from those places. Then everyone's been talking about Swan Bay fabrics, so I placed an order a few months ago. And I never even looked at this. I thought I would leave this until I was with you and we would share it together. We would see what it looks like together. Oh, I've got lots of work when I get out of here. So let's see what we've got. So this is 40 count dark sanditon. That's actually really nice. It's really nice fabric. That'll definitely get used. Oh, I really like that. So we've got here. Ooh, this is nice. I guess I could have opened them before. This is light sanditon 40 count. These are fat quarters, by the way. That's nice too. These are nice looking. I like the linen. That was just a thank you note, because you have to wait a while to get them. But you know, it's not like I'm going to run out of linen anytime soon. This I love. This is Heartfield Moss 40 count. I love this. I'm very partial to greens to begin with, but I really like that. That's really pretty linen. And then we've got Pemberley 40 count. This is really, I don't know which color. Well, I probably like the green best, but this is a really nice color too. This, I've been trying to get Tabby Cat linen and creme brulee to do Sarah Milthorpe on, and it's impossible to find. I bet you it would look nice on this. I'm gonna have to take a look at the chart, and I haven't even bought the floss yet, but I'd have to get 36 count because I want to do it with Soie d'Alger. So you would think that was it for my haul, but then my husband got the mail, and I have a few things in the mail, and I haven't even opened them yet. So let's just see here. This is from Country Sampler. I just don't want to show you my address. I think I probably showed it to you already, but they pack everything so nicely. Don't need the evidence. Okay. I didn't really pay much attention to what was going on at market this year, but I did know that Brenda Gervais patterns are hard to get in Canada. And now that Traditional Stitches is retiring and closing, it's going to be even harder. So I just order mine from Country Sampler in the States, in Wisconsin. So anyway, I ordered not all, but most of Brenda's market releases. So I ordered the ABC 123 sampler, cherry on top, Home on Quaker Lake. Oh, wouldn't that look nice on that cherry cobbler? Oh, one of my cats is coming. One Spring Day with needle and thread. Amazing Grace. This will be my Sunday stitch after I'm done the Old Rugged Cross. Where Love Grows. Oh, they're all so beautiful. When am I going to find the time? I ordered this. I'm not American. I'm Canadian. And the way things are this last little while, I have mixed feelings about stitching this, but I love to go to the States. I always have loved to go down in the past. And I thought, I won't stitch this probably this year, but I definitely will stitch this and it'll hang on my wall. I think this is an absolutely beautiful chart. And America the Beautiful. What more can you say? You know, it's got 1776 up here. I would love to say I'd stitch it this year, but I know I won't. I have way too much stuff that I'm trying to finish stuff that I started a couple of years ago before I start new, and I'm trying to limit the amount of pieces that I'm working on at a time. Spotless Innocence by Teresa Kogut. It's beautiful. May spotless innocence and truth my every action guide, and guard my inexperienced youth from arrogance and pride. Oh, that's nice. And then find joy in each day. Oh, there's 3 designs in here. Okay, let me see. So there's Grateful. And then there's a garden. Oh, that's available separately. Okay. Oh man, oh, isn't that cute? Look at the little bird. Is that ever cute? Well, that might have to get stitched here soon. And then there's 2 cross stitch patterns in here. Oh, look at the heart. Isn't that pretty? So anyway, oh no, that's not the end of my haul. Oh my God. Oh, Winona. I get from what is this called? Cotton and Twine. Cotton and Twine. Where's my little? The scissors must be down here. See, if I show you this, then I can put everything away. Otherwise, it's going to sit here until the next time I do a video. But let's see what's in the box this time. I keep telling myself I should cancel this, and then I just love getting something from Britain. It's just kind of cool. So here's the March design. March, that just came. You get some twine to finish it off, and here's the fabric to finish it off. You get this cute little ornament. Of course, a cup of tea. You get this salted caramel oat milk chocolate, Authorly. So you get a chance to try their candy. And then inside here, you get a needle. You get the floss, and you get the linen. But I have yet to do one of the projects, and all the projects are easy to do. They're quick. There's like you could do them in no time flat, but I just haven't taken the time to do them. But I'm hoping next year I won't have so many projects on the go, and then I can spend some time on some of the smalls that I've collected. So anyway, that's it for my haul. If you have made it this far, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I just need to step over to my other desk and grab my draw for this month. So last year I did all of these. These are from 2 years ago actually though. These itty bitty clubs by Pine Mountain. And I have all the patterns. I kept all the patterns. I just don't have the material anymore. So I'm going to give these patterns away. They're easy to stitch. They're fun to stitch. She gives good instructions on the finishing. July has a Canadian version as well as the American. August, I can't find September. I think I know where it is, but I just haven't looked yet. So I will try to find that before I draw for this. But there is a chance that there may not be a September if it isn't where I think it is. November and December. So there's 11 of these for sure, maybe 12. If you're interested in them, please make a comment and use the word Bitty, B-I-T-T-Y, in your comment. And if you use the word Bitty, B-I-T-T-Y, I will draw from the people who use that word, and someone will win them, and I will send them out to them. Please don't use anything about a prize or giveaway or anything like that in your comment. It just grabs trolls, and I want people who cross-stitch or are interested in cross-stitch to have a chance to win this. I don't want someone that's just out to win things to win. So yeah, make a comment. I don't get many comments, so your chances are fairly high that you're going to win if you comment with use the word Bitty. And again, I'll spell that B-I-T-T-Y. So anyway, that's it for my cross-stitch portion. If you're interested in quilting, please stay tuned. I will clean this up and I'll be right back to show you what I've been doing in my quilting. Okay, now on to my quilting. I've just got this quilt folded up here, and I can't show you the whole thing because I shoot camera down, and I've got lots of loose threads here that I have to clip off before I quilt it. But this was my project that I started in January, and I finished it in March. And I will show a picture of it right here. My husband will stand and so I can take a picture of it, hold it up so I can take a picture of it. But this is going to go on our bed as soon as it's quilted. I picked up some Shannon Cuddle to quilt it with, so that it's nice and soft on the underside, and it's in a peachy tone, which is really pretty. Yeah, and then once it's quilted, I will take pictures and I will show you in the next video what it looks like all quilted up. So that's my big finish. Quilting take 2. Oh boy, I'm having a hard time today. Anyway, I was at a retreat last month at the end of March, and I had some of these done. The first 3 I had finished before. They're all wrinkled. They need to be pressed really well, and a little bit of starch wouldn't hurt. And anyway, I finished them. There were 6 altogether, and they are quilt seeds from her Prairie line, Lori Holt's Prairie line. And I'm going to make a bed runner just to run at the foot of the bed out of them. And I see this is the first one I did. I didn't put the border on, but then I see I did on this one. I put the borders, so I'll have to put the borders on all of them, and they really need to be pressed and starched. I'm just going to roll this back up here, and I wish I could get this cord out of the way so I don't keep hitting it. And I'll just pull this down here like this. Here's one. And then the 3 I did at the retreat, I did this one, and this one, and there's lots of loose strings. There always is loose threads. I clip them off as I quilt. I don't worry about them too much until I start quilting. And that one. So I got them all done at the retreat. That was about all I got done, but that's okay. It's more than I would have got done if I had been at home. So I got that done this month. And then I've been working on this quilt for a while. This was my quilt that I started this year. In January. It was one of my assignments, and I actually got it all finished. I need to quilt it, and I'll put a picture of it up here of my husband holding it up so you can see what it looks like in all its glory. And I bought some Shannon Cuddle that I will use on the back of it. It's in a peach color, and when I hopefully have it quilted next time I talk to you, and you'll see a picture of it all done and all quilted, and maybe even on our bed, and maybe even with our bed runner. That would be really nice. So I got that done. Then at the retreat, I just need to pick this up off the floor here. Just give me a second. Okay, at the retreat, I bought this book. I was right by where the vendor was set up. Wouldn't that be my luck? And I was staring at this quilt and I just loved it. And you know me, I thought, I'm gonna do that. And then I saw this fat quarter bundle. And I thought, wouldn't that be gorgeous in that? I like these yellows a bit better than these kind of mustardy yellows. I like these lemon yellows a bit better. I may need to get a few more. It's hard to say. But, and then I picked up this one too, because I thought it would look good. So then, she had mini charms, so then I had to pick up a couple of packs of those, because I'd like to make a couple of project bags out of them. So that was one of my purchases at the retreat. And I just need to set these down. Then my other purchase was Prairie Home by Lori Holt. I love Lori Holt. Like, I'm a big fangirl of hers, if you haven't noticed from my past videos. But I didn't have this book. So I was just looking at the front here, and I have all her books except Great Granny Squared, Prim's, and I can't read that one, Prim and Proper, Kaleidoscope, and Flea Market. Those four, they're little booklets that I don't have. But of all her books, I've got all her books now. And they're so well, her patterns are so well laid out. And they're so well illustrated. And there's so many in here I just love. So I'll be working on some of these this year as well, especially the table toppers. I want to do those. And I'd like to do a long one for my living room. So I bought that at the retreat. And I just bought a few other little things, not too much. I've put them away already. But from Fat Quarter Shop, and I'm not showing you everything I bought because some of that stuff I've already in the process of using. Oops, sorry. This is Brenda Riddle's collection, Kindness, and it has a panel with it. Scatter seeds of kindness, color the world with kindness, and then it's got a fat quarter of each of the fabrics in the collection. So we've got these and these. I should look up what color this is because I'm looking here and my background isn't quite the same that I have. I'll have to remember to do that. And then we've got these. And then these, just beautiful. And they showed this book one night on Fat Quarter Shop, one of their live streams. I watch them at night. And where is that quilt? Here it is. Tutti Frutti. This is actually this fabric, and this quilt is done in it. And it's actually a nice size, 68 by 90. I might make it a bit wider. I kind of like to make my quilts queen size, but the length is definitely there. It would be a very nice twin, or even a double bed. It would fit nicely on. But I need this cream more so than that. So anyway, that's another project I want to get going. I did order Lori Holt's 10 and a half or 10-inch square up ruler to cut the panels with. I thought it would be easier to cut them with a ruler that centered your panel for each cut rather than guessing, lining it up. So I picked up that. Then I've got more stuff on the floor here. Okay, I've received block 9 and block 10 of the 2025 Designer Mystery, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't even started this one yet. Last year, being so tired all the time, I really got behind on a lot of things. Even though I'm retired and I don't really have a schedule, I kind of like to keep myself on a schedule, and I didn't get those done. But I also ordered the finishing kit. That way there I can finish it and with the same colors and everything, and it would make a nice gift when it's all done. I don't keep a lot of my quilts, I give a lot of them away. Then I ordered a fat quarter bundle of Lida Rose, which I've got, it's already assigned and it's already been starched and ready to be cut up for the Fat Quarter Shops Socialites 3. And it's just a beautiful collection. So I've got that, and I think I'm going to use it for this layer cake crumpets pattern. And I'm debating whether I'm going to, this is a free pattern on the Fat Quarter Shop. I'm debating whether I'm going to make the queen size, and I would need 2 layer cakes. So I'd have to order another layer cake, but I think I'd like to have it bed sized, so I can put it on my bed, or maybe just a throw for the sofa. I don't know, we'll see when I get serious about it. But yeah, it's a beautiful collection. So I ordered that, and then about all I have left are my sampler boxes. Now, which one? Nope, that's March. I think this is the one. February. I didn't realize they had the dates on them. Milk and Meadow. I got a paper cut. Oh. So I love this one because this is a Lori Holt 10-inch stackers, I think they call them. So I'm anxious to do that. It comes with a pattern, butter churn, and it comes with the Milkmaid, vintage Milkmaid Star paper piecing. So that'll be interesting to try that. You also get a little tiny 1.5 by 2 inches, 2.5 I guess it is, ruler. And that's awesome for little, oh, you got glare, little flying geese. It's awesome for trimming that. And get an endurance blade, that's always a good thing. These are really good blades. And we get block 11 of this, which I haven't done either, but I don't know if I will do them or not. Like, I've been collecting them, but I don't know that I will sew them. It'll depend. Oh, I guess I should put this on the bottom first. So that was February's box, which is gorgeous. I think sometimes, oh, I should cancel these because I'm not doing all the things I'm getting in them, but I just love getting them. And then this is March. This is, oh, Briggs. What's her first name? Heather Briggs collection. Pastel Prairie. It's a Jolly Bar of it. Just gorgeous fabrics. Then we get some orange Aurifil, I think it is. Aurifil 100% cotton thread. We get another ruler, 2.5 inch by 6.5 inch ruler, Creative Grids. We get, these are little magnet to put on your ruler. I think it would be good for that small ruler that was in the other box. I don't know, I haven't tried them yet, so we'll have to see about that. Then in here is the pattern. And you have to supply like the borders and the background and the binding and the back. You just get these that'll do the colored part, but that's fine. So this is taffy, and it's a quilt pattern. And then there's our flowering block number 12. So I had thought of doing the flowering and Lori Holt fabric, but I have so much I want to do that I don't think that's going to happen. Not in the near future. And I almost forgot, I met a friend on the D-Stash group on Facebook, the cross stitch one, and I had bought some stuff from her before, and she had asked me if I'd be interested in the autumn quilt seeds. They're all pumpkins with blocks inside. Let's open this. So, and I never got these. And by the time I decided I wanted them, they're sold out. I love Lori Holt patterns. And this is the way that quilt seeds for my flowers came. This is the way the patterns are. I don't need to put that on there. I'll read that after. And then I got the leftover fabric that she had. So here's the bigger pieces. And I may have some of this for my crows in the corn. And then here's the smaller scraps. And I even have a little 9 patch that she made. So, of course I said, of course I'll take them. So maybe later in the summer, I might try to do these. Let's put that back on number 7. 9, 5, 6, 8, 7. So that's about it for my quilting this time, but I do have a draw if you've stuck around to the end. I do have a giveaway, and I'll get these put away, and then I'll get the giveaway here. Okay, I finished this quilt, so I don't need the pattern anymore. So if you're interested in this, please reply with a comment with the word crow in it, C-R-O-W. And if your name is drawn, I'll announce it on the next video and send it to you. It's actually not a hard pattern to do. It didn't take me long. Well, it didn't take me long to do the center. And then I sit for months with the borders. I don't know what I have for borders. I had the blocks done, the 4 blocks. I just needed to cut the borders, and yeah, that took me till last week. I started this quilt well over a year ago, and the top was all put together. It just needed the borders and to be quilted. So if you're interested, one nice thing I like about Lori's patterns is she tells you what color she uses everywhere. So if that color isn't available or that fabric isn't available, you can kind of pick fabrics that kind of are similar to those colors. So it really helps. It really helps. Really enjoyed making this. I'm going to make some bumblebees and a beehive in the center for a baby blanket. That's probably one of the next things I've got to do before the baby's born. And yeah, and then first I have to clean up my mess here because I've made quite a mess, and I have a mess. I need to spend a couple of days just cleaning in here and getting everything back to normal. But anyway, if you're interested in this book, in this booklet, this pattern, please comment crow. Please use the word crow in your comment, and I will draw names at the next video. And I don't get a lot of comments, so chances are if you comment, you have a fairly good chance of getting it. So what's my everyday gratitude? I like to end my videos with a little gratitude, and today's is by Henry David Thoreau. It says we must learn to reawaken and keep ourselves awake, not by mechanical aids, but by an infinite expectation of the dawn. And the question I leave you with today is, how might I stay awake to all that is possible in this moment? I wish you lots of love and happiness until we meet again. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.